Hey everybody, welcome to the 2021 Winnie Mack Athletics and Activities Program. Typically this would be hosted in the gymnasium during the school day. All the students would be there. Everyone could get acknowledged, receive their letters, certificates for all the different clubs that they're involved in. This year we're going to be doing it virtually, but we have a bunch of special guests lined up on here. A lot of videos were shot to congratulate many of you for your achievements over the course of this year. So without further ado, let's get rolling. Thank you.
I'm here to give a little recap of our volleyball season. Obviously, it was really different this year due to COVID and not sure if we'd have a season. And I'm very happy we did. Some of the things that, you had to utilize this season, we utilized Zoom. We had girls in quarantine, so we had Zoom practices and lifting sessions with them. We had Zoom, actually our last game of the season, we had our coach on Zoom and one of our players on Zoom. So it's not just for the classroom. But I also want to talk about my seniors. My seniors are Paige, Maya, Felicity, and Grace. I think the seniors that we had this year, with what we had to go through, they had great leadership, and I couldn't be more proud to have had them on my team as seniors this year, because these seniors were dealt with something that no other seniors had to deal with, and and how they dealt with it was just great. They just kept having fun. They kept going with the flow. If we had to change things, they were a great example for those younger girls, and I want to thank them very much for that. Another thing I want to talk about is my younger girls. Obviously with COVID, you have a lot of kids in quarantine, and we had to rely on our younger girls really stepping up to the plate. And I just want to say they did a fantastic job. So I'm happy we had a season. I'm proud of all the girls that played, and I want to thank my seniors for being great young ladies, and I'm excited to watch you guys see what you do in the future.
Well, to say the 2020 football season was a bit of a wild ride, I guess, could be a bit of an understatement when you take everything into account. On August 4th, the Minnesota State High School League had voted to move both volleyball and football to the spring of 2021. So, that kind of threw a wrench into our plans. We'd had a really good summer of work coming into the season. Hopefully, we'll be able to get whatever we could in. So we met with the guys and, tried to keep it as positive as we could. Fortunately, we were able to get some fall practices in still. We were going to kind of culminate that with a fall inter-squad game, a blue versus red or something of that nature. So we were able to get practices started sometime second week of September, I believe. And then, near the end of our first week of practice, and at the beginning of that second week of practice, the high school league had an emergency meeting. And at that time, they actually went back on their decision to move football and volleyball to the spring, and we're going to allow a fall season. So we were excited about that. We were going to be able to get started with our first games in early October. It's usually a month, maybe a month and a couple of weeks behind the normal schedule, but we were excited to be able to get a 6-game regular season in. At that point, we didn't know anything about playoffs or a potential state tournament at all. Later we found out that there wasn't going to be a state tournament that fall, but we were going to be able to hopefully go through section playoffs, things of that nature. Obviously, we were very disappointed about not having the opportunity of any state playoffs, but we still had some goals of becoming section champions and doing things of that nature. So the actual throughout the course of the season, overall, another very successful season, 5-1 on the year. The only loss coming against the defending state champions of Mountain Lake from last year. I thought it was overall fun season. The Mountain Lake game we talked about, we were able to play down at Big Cat Stadium in Morris. We tried to create as many opportunities for our guys as we possibly could. Obviously throughout the year, they had to work around some COVID issues, as all the teams did in the state, as masking requirements, things of that nature, quarantines. I believe there was one game where we were down 4 or 5 out of our 9 starters, kind of late in the year, but we still managed to pull that one out, fortunately. So like I said, overall, I was very happy with the success of our season, our regular season with that 5-1 record. And at that point, we were gearing up to go into section playoffs. Fargo Dome was still in play for the section championship, and on Tuesday we were supposed to play Sabika in the first round of playoffs. Sabika had to cancel due to some COVID issues of their own, and then on Wednesday, the governor came out with his announcement that he was going to shut down all youth sports starting that Saturday. So we really had to look to see what we could do to get our seniors one final game, kind of put on a culminating event on the end of this season. And within our section, we were down to only 3 teams remaining. One team had to bow out due to some COVID issues, so the other 2 were able to play each other, and we were able to go get Southridge on our schedule to close out the season. At that point, I think they were ranked number 4 team in state, so we felt it'd be a great way to send our seniors off. Southridge agreed to come over to Winnie Mack to wrap things up and kind of cap off our season. I think it's probably the best game we played all year. We were by far and away playing our best football the last 2-3 games of the year. Offensively, we were going really, really well. We learned a lot from the loss that we did have, and with that Southridge game, we came out on top with a 50-0 win. So when you can do that to one of the top teams in the state, it's really, really good. And like I said, I've been really excited to see what we could have done with a state tournament or things in that nature with how we were playing, some things we figured out throughout the course of the year. So. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. But like I said, a lot of good on the year. 5-1 regular season, came away with that one playoff victory against, like I guess you can call it a playoff victory against Southridge as well. And we were able to put a cap on our season. We got to end our season on the field. There were a lot of teams that had to end their season due to COVID issues or things of that nature, but we were fortunate enough to be able to end our season on the field and give our guys that one last game, give us a little bit of closure. Not the closure we would have liked or been working for a number of years, but a little bit closure anyways. So, on the season, we had a number of individual awards. We had 6 all sub-district nominations, couple honorable mention. We had the sub-district MVP, we had the sub-district lineman of the year. We were awarded 2 all-state nominees on the all-state 9-man team and another all-state honorable mention. We had an all-state academic individual, and then we were also gold for team academic all-state. So I think that kind of speaks a lot for the character and quality of this team. Guys that were willing to put in a lot of work for a lot of years, and not just on the football field, but in the weight room. And then when you look, like I said, gold academic team award as well there, so it shows all the work they done in the classroom. It just speaks volumes to the crew we had. And we're really going to miss a lot of these guys, but we're excited with how they've helped set Winnie Mack football for the future, and we're hoping we can build off that. So, like I said, kind of a bit of a wild ride to the 2020 season, had its ups and downs, but we got to end on the field, and we got to end with a big victory.
Hi, my name is Yante Shimpa, and I'm the football cheerleading coach. I want to first thank the girls for a great season. Our cheerleaders this year were Kendall Johnson, Callie Hand, Annika Shimpa, Lena Kutsev, Alicia Fitzgerald, and Jaden Gensberger. We had a little bit different season this year with not being able to go to the away games, and definitely a colder season with the late start to the season. This year, we tried to get ourselves prepared by having all of our practices outside, but I'm not sure it helped because we were still cold and went through lots of hand warmers and foot warmers. The girls did great, and I'm looking forward to a more normal season this fall. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Kind of like a bad habit, I tend to show up every now and then. I guess I just wanted to say thank you to the kids in our program, to the 10 seniors and your families. I appreciate the support. I know at times we didn't always meet the needs that you had hoped for, and I totally understand that. But I thought as a group, things were handled really well. I appreciate the dedication that you had. And parents, you raised some really good kids. They're easy, fun to work with, good people, and they're going to be very successful in life. To the seniors, again, thanks. I appreciate the efforts. I know we're a little disappointed by how things ended, but sometimes that's the way things go. You can't let the one game dictate what you did. We won 16 games during the regular season, and we were involved in a lot of good ball games. I think we gave our fans and family a lot of fun and excitement. To the underclassmen, work hard. You never know. Sometimes people that they underestimate what you can do, and you can surprise them. But it's going to take some work, and you're going to have to dedicate. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Again, going back to our seniors, I just want to say best of luck to you, and I hope that whatever you choose to do in the future turns out to be very successful. I guess, kids, I look at what you guys have gone through with the COVID and all the unsure things that were going on, and I thought you handled it about as well as you can. I really feel bad you got shortchanged as far as some of the experiences you should have had during the school year and the sports seasons. To me, I guess when I look back at what we've tried to do here, I think it's been very, very successful, and I think hopefully that what we did during the season and during our time together, that you can take some of those lessons in life. Again, thank you, good luck, and we'll see you sometime soon.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me in a brief summary of the 2020-2021 Winnie Mack girls basketball season. Where to start? It was definitely a season that won't soon be forgotten. This team can certainly say that they were the first. It started with a summer of taking temperatures before practice, a season where hand sanitizer and disinfecting basketballs went hand in hand with ball handling, shooting drills, and conditioning. The season of the mask, the season that almost wasn't. But you know what? These tough, resilient young ladies, they did it. They made it to every practice, every game. Didn't complain much. Worked on their skills, got better each and every day, and created a journey that they will never soon forget. And that's a very good lesson to remember. I can't say it enough of how impressed I am with this group of ladies, 7 through 12, of how they took what was thrown at them and just adjusted and pushed forward, which is a big credit to their strong work ethic that they have. Did we get the season that we had hoped or planned? No, probably not. But we did learn a lot, grew a lot, and these ladies never quit. The team got stronger, individual and team skills improved, and the journey continues. I mean, look at that list of players. I could go through that entire list person by person and give you multiple positives on each and every one of those team members. But this is supposed to be a very short season summary, and that would take quite a while. Plus, the girls might think that I've gotten a bit soft, and they're not used to that, and it might be a bit of a shock to their system. So just remember, most of the time, it is the journey that's the most memorable, not the destination. So thanks to all our fine, hardworking Lady Patriots for one very memorable journey. But don't forget, this is a continuing journey with hopefully a lot more destinations that will be available for us this coming spring and summer. A summer with less disinfecting basketballs, less hand sanitizer, with hopefully getting to lose the masks so we can see your smiling faces once again, and not just your foreheads in a Zoom chalk talk. Hopefully a summer to get back to traveling teams, breakdown tournaments, gym rats, team breakfast at Nescafe, and this year not on the sidewalk. Although the sidewalk breakfast last summer was fun, but then just hopefully we can get back to the carefree sport of basketball. So that's all hope, huh? But once again, to repeat myself, a very special thank you to all our players, 7th grade to seniors, for all their hard work, making every day fun and interesting, to say the least. Thanks to my coaching staff, Vance and Heather, for all their hard work. Thanks to the administration and the community for their support. With our numbers in girls basketball on the rise, once again, and with all the improvements you ladies have made throughout this last season, it's going to be exciting to look forward to this summer and next season, and to see where the journey takes us. So remember, always enjoy the journey. Thanks.
Congratulations to the following students who lettered in basketball cheerleading: Jaden Gensberger, Brooke Tufsted, Nevaeh Simpson, and Evie Ryan. We may have had a smaller squad this season, but your presence at the basketball games didn't go unnoticed. I am proud of your dedication, hard work, and school spirit as we supported and cheered on our Winnie Mack Patriots. Great job, ladies.
This year's Varsity Golf boys, we have 2 returning lettermen, Tom Mardashev and Ethan Shimpa, and we have a few underclassmen that will be competing to play in varsity: Vadim Kulikov, Josh Carlson, Caleb Green, and Formo Shermanov. In girls, Anisha Sayland is returning as a past varsity golfer, and we've got a few younger girls out this year, so we do have a couple of freshmen that will be competing for some varsity time with Emily Strum and Kaylee Kramer.
The East Polk North Star softball team has started their season out strong with 7 wins and 4 losses. This year we are fortunate enough to have 4 seniors on the team: Jamie Carleen, Emily Chalich, Felicity Andrus, and Faith Balstead. Some of our season highlights so far include a 3rd place finish in the Day in the Park tournament in Greenbush and a 6-game winning streak early on in our season. This year, our program has continued to see growth in numbers, with 35 girls out for softball in grades 7 through 12. Because of these numbers, we have been able to play at the varsity, JV, and junior high levels almost every single game this season. Some of the important dates coming up on our schedule are 3 home games at the Winnie Mack complex next to the school. Those games will take place on May 10th against Ada Borup, May 14th against West Marshall, and May 18th against Sacred Heart. The East Polk North Star softball players would like to thank the communities for the overwhelming support they have shown to us this season. And of course, we would like to thank the parents for the continued love and support that they show the girls on and off the field. Without you, this season would not have been possible. Thank you to Ellis Strum for the amazing photography not only in this presentation but throughout the season. To keep up with the rest of the season, please follow us on social media at Facebook and Instagram at East Polk North Stars.
Hello, Ryan Brightbaugh here, head baseball coach, giving a review of how our season's been going so far. We got lucky enough to have some nice weather right away to start with, and actually had our first practice outside, which is the first time I've ever been a part of that here. And then, of course, we got that the snow and rain, and lost our first week of games that have been rescheduled. But currently we're sitting at 4-1. Boys have been playing pretty well. We bring back quite a few players from last year, including 9 seniors that all are making contributions. So we got Gavin Haskett coming back from an injury, Alex Jacobson, Kobe Hamry, Briar Strum, Gavin Walker, Dylan Roy, Bryce Ducamp, Noah Ostana, and Remy Goodwin are our seniors. Our juniors, Anton Hickman was a big loss for us, knee injury, so he's out for the season. Remy has really stepped it up behind the plate and is doing a real nice job catching. And then Kobe will catch a little bit too when Remy maybe needs a break or if Remy's pitching. And then we have Chase Shear, Jaden Kangas, and Dylan Gunderson as our juniors. 10th grade, we got Jonas Spry. He's our only one. And then that makes up our varsity roster. And shout out to the junior high boys. They are currently undefeated. So their season is going quite well as well. So we hope to keep on getting better every day and go as far as we can. So thank you.
All right, it's that time to discuss all the award winners. I'm surrounded by some of our most recent hardware because we have a lot of players who will be taking some hardware home as well. Starting with our fall sports. Football, we had 2 All-State players. Gavin Haskett and Gavin Walker were both named to 9-man All-State, and Briar Strum was named Honorable Mention All-State. Alex Jacobson was named Academic All-State for football as well. And then the All-District Awards, we kind of cleaned house there. We had the All-District MVP, which was Gavin Walker. All-District Lineman of the Year was Gavin Haskett. And then receiving All-District honors were Gavin Walker, Briar Strum, Remy Goodwin, Kobe Hamry, and Gavin Haskett. And All-District Honorable Mention was Reed Newbert and Alex Jacobson. Then moving on to volleyball this fall, we had some girls who received some accolades there as well. Academic All-State, we had 2 girls, Maya Thompson and Paige Breckel. And then in All-Conference, we had 3 volleyball players receive All-Conference Honorable Mention, and that was Felicity Andrus, Savannah Svaline, and Haley Sander. Moving on to the winter sports, basketball, for boys basketball, we had 2 players named to All-Conference First Team. Gavin Walker was first team all-conference, as well as Briar Strum, and Kobe Hamry was named all-conference honorable mention for basketball. Baseball and softball season and golf are still going on, so we could possibly have some more hardware that kids are going to have to come and pick up. But those would be the award winners so far for this year. So a couple more awards I need to hand out that I forgot to mention previously. Our varsity boys basketball MVP award is called the Mark Szymanski Award. Mark graduated in 1969 and was tragically killed in a car accident in August of 1970. Mark had a love for the game of basketball, and during his senior year, Mark averaged 29.7 points per game. He also scored over 40 points 3 times and scored 48 points versus Foston, a school record at the time. And it was a 4-point victory. This year's winner, voted on by their teammates, of the Mark Szymanski Most Valuable Player Award for boys basketball is Gavin Walker. We also have our Defensive Player of the Year awards, and we give these out to JV and varsity players for both boys and girls basketball. And this is the Randy Helges Defensive Player of the Year award. Sports were a big part of Randy's life. He grew up on a farm near Winger and went to high school when it was still the Mack Winger Scots. He played football, basketball, and Legion baseball. His playing days came to an end when he was injured in a football game his senior year of high school. He spent the year in the hospital and later in rehab, but was released in time to attend his high school graduation. Even though Randy lived the rest of his life as a quadriplegic, he didn't let that keep him from living a full life. He earned his business degree from UND, and after earning his master's in computers, he worked in the Twin Cities. He traveled all over the U.S. on his own, and sports continued to be a big part in his life. An extremely independent person and a genuinely nice guy, he rarely asked for help but was always willing to give it. Randy's own advice was, play hard, but keep it fun. Because of his never-quit attitude, this award is given in his memory. For girls basketball, the Defensive Player of the Year for JV is Lauren Kopang. And for girls basketball, the Defensive Player of the Year for the varsity is Olivia Winter. And in boys basketball, JV Defensive Player of the Year, the now two-time winner, Colton Scherf. And for varsity, the Defensive Player of the Year for boys basketball was Briar Strum. Miss Bakken was also in charge of Riverwatch this year, and she was kind enough to write a little blurb on Riverwatch so I could explain it to maybe some of the students who aren't as familiar with it, hoping that maybe some of you will come out for it next year. In Riverwatch, students collect and record conditions at local rivers and streams using state-of-the-art scientific methods and equipment. They are citizen scientists volunteering their time to build a reliable water quality database for the Red River watershed. And our amazing students who are part of Riverwatch were Paige Breckel, Delvin Morell, Jaden Kangas, Anton Hickman, Natalie Newbert, and Caleb Green. At Winnie Mack, we have lots of different activities for kids to be involved in. One of them is the all-school play. Now, our plays this year happened in different orders because of COVID, but the all-school play this year was under direction of Mr. Andrew Hansen, and the title of the play this year was Scenes from a Quarantine. The cast of Scenes of a Quarantine was Felicity Andrus, Grace Kopang, Brock Trandom, Tegan Paulson, Jaden Ginsberger, Ella Strum, Sydney Svalin, Cameron Svalin, Eric Ginsberger, Evie Ryan, and Lauren Kopang. This year, Ms. Bakken and Ms. Langwell had a great group of kids running the student council for them. Student council members this year were Paige Breckel, Grace Kopang, Maya Thompson, Felicity Andrus, Will Tufted, Savannah Svalin, Kendall Johnson, Tegan Paulson, Lakia Kutsev, Callie Hand, Monina Arafif, Layla Rorgan, and Jaden Gensberger. As I'm recording this message, the all-school play has not been performed yet. By the time you see it, will have been. I'm excited to see it on Sunday. This year's all-school play, under the direction of Mr. Mack, is called My Thoughts, Not Exactly. And the cast of the all-school play are Paige Breckel, Grace Kopang, Brock Trandom, Delvin Morell, Colton Crocker, Jaden Kangas, Tegan Paulson, Jaden Gensberger, and Evie Ryan. The activity that was the hardest hit by COVID-19 was easily our music department. Large group band and choir performances, they were not able to be held. We were not able to hold ensembles this year, and even the solos, they were virtual. There are a lot of different hoops to have to jump through for that, but we did have one student who put the time in, put the dedication in, and participated in solo contest this year, and that was Delvin Morell. All right, guys, I am back in my office where this whole thing started to talk about our last activity for the year. And the last activity that we have not talked about is our Knowledge Bowl team. Coach Ann Vestadal did me a favor and typed me up about 72 paragraphs to read off. So I'm going to read what Ann had to say about Knowledge Bowl for this year. Knowledge Bowl 2021 was like nothing we have ever experienced. Due to COVID-19, Knowledge Bowl in person was not an option. Due to a lot of work on the part of Knowledge Bowl coordinators across the state of Minnesota, options were explored and a plan was made. Knowledge Bowl would continue this year, but all the meets would have to be done virtually using a messaging platform called Discord. This option allows players from all over the state of Minnesota to compete both from their individual school or from home if they were a distance learner. Winnie Mack was able to have a complete season this year for both junior and senior high. Senior high had their 6 regular season competitions, and a sub-region competition. Because Winnie Mack was one of the top 9 at the sub-region, nice job, we qualified to compete in the region as well, at the region level. The junior high team was able to have a season this year using the Zoom instead of Discord. They participated in 2 after-school meets and 1 all-day competition. The whole Knowledge Bowl team would like to especially recognize Delvin Morell, who took over the daunting task of operating the Discord program during all of the meets. Well done, Delvin. And special congratulations go out to senior Alex Jacobson, who was named All-State Academic, and to Gavin Haskett, who was named All-State Academic Honorable Mention. Congratulations, everyone. Nice job, Knowledge Bowl. That's going to be it. So thanks to everybody. We appreciate everybody who participates in all our athletics and all the other activities. If it wasn't you guys putting the extra time in, we wouldn't be able to get the Winnie Mack name out there and to show everybody what we know here. So thanks for that. Thanks for a great season. Thanks for putting up with all the regulations and still fighting through to participate. There will be an announcement at school, or it'll be in the school announcements, of where you can pick up all your awards, your letters, your varsity letters, and that nature. It'll be in the announcements. It'll be in the conference room one of the days this week, so be on the lookout for that. Again, congratulations, and have a great last couple weeks of school, everybody.